Hello, this is a comparison between the LG G2 for Sprint and the HTC One for Sprint. Enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and boot them both up. If you guys give me a second, we'll take a countdown here. For the system to kind of just boot up and be somewhat functional. Right now it doesn't really have any reception due to the fact that I don't have it on service right now. And this one is rooted, it's not really stock. I'm gonna go ahead and try the LG G2 right now. This one has a power button in the back. So let's give it a go.
Right, so it took about 16 Mississippis for it to boot up, so there's obviously a discrepancy between 5 Mississippis as far as the count.
Down on this, so the LG2 ends up booting a lot faster than the HTC One. Okay, one of the differences that you'll see right away is that the speaker grill here, there's two of them on the HTC One. There's really isn't one on the LG2. There's only the earphone for people to listening through. This one does have the speaker, and it's right here. Let me see if I can focus in on that really quick. There we go. Alright, so the one on the right here is where the speaker's at. The microphone's here. So it's not a dual speaker, it's not a stereo speaker headset. It's just one small speaker here. As I said before, that's here. Right here, right next to the USB charger. This is a micro USB charger or cord on the microphone, and the earbuds go in here. Okay, so a lot of things that have been said about the LG2 is how complex it is as far as the skimming and the UI really, and how it's really loaded. I've been playing with it for about 2 days and I really haven't seen anything that's too drastic. Obviously 4.3 took out a lot of the settings. You just get the notification bar right here, and if you go here you get a way bigger setting range than you would just by going from left to right. Let's go here. Alright, aside from the speed, the other major differences on these phones is the camera. You get an 13 megapixel compared to a 4 ultra pixel. Now, being an avid photographer, I've noticed that the ultra pixels are great when you need something from close range to mid range. The camera functions great. The colors, the vibrancy on the pictures are amazing. Anything over mid range to landscape, and the camera just loses in any contest. It's not really even it's not even a competition. I have been playing with the LG G2, and now I think the best way to test dark pictures are basically to put a small light in one dark room and see how each camera handles. I did this last night with my TV in my room. I went ahead and had all the room was dark except for the monitor that was on, and I noticed that the HTC One would take a lot cleaner pictures. It wasn't as blurry, it wasn't as over processed. You could actually see a bit more definition than you could on the LG G2. And hopefully I'll take a picture soon and I'll illustrate it as I'm talking about them. Yeah, so the camera ultra pixel, as I said before, great for close to medium shots, great in the dark. However, this beats it at anything else as far as more quality, more definition in the daylight. It does give a washed out whites on this compared to this, and I think that's just, as a user, you have to play with the camera. I know people don't want to, but sometimes you have to. I've noticed that the auto intelligent camera, which we'll go into right here, mode. Alright, so this one right here, it's pretty good. for most settings. If you notice that it's not working for you, if you take a picture and you don't like it, then I would recommend then going to specific shots, whether it's shot and clear, dynamic tone, which is basically HDR, panorama, VR panorama, burst shots, whatever. Now for the HTC One, see here, I just blanked this out. Unfortunately, I'm getting this, which is the vicious pink bluish hue that happens when the phone gets somewhat warmed up, and you see it kind of clears up in the middle, but then it goes in and out. And it's unfortunate because it's a big problem in the phone. When I called HTC last week, which we are in November, they told me that they were aware of it and they're trying to look for a fix. This is a problem that's been with the phone ever since it basically came out, and it's gotten progressively worse for a lot of users during the evolution of Sense, or at least them releasing an update. One thing I do like about the Zoe feature is that you really don't have to do much. If you click play on this, you get to record the 3-second clip, which now is an MPEG-4, and you're able to extract from the video. So if you have somebody in the background, you don't need to click shot and clear, as we can see the editing one person out here. It already does it for you. I feel that more companies should adapt the Zoe mentality, because you never know when somebody's going to walk in the background. You know, if we knew, then we wouldn't take the picture until the person walked away, or until that object was away. Also, Zoe in itself, I think, is just bounds and leaps above anything that anybody has out there as far as a camera suite. The way that you're able to compose little videos and put in your own music. Also, the fact that just hands down, it's just a way better suite of pictures, and the filters are pretty nice. Let me see if I get any. Oh, it doesn't work with Zoe. These are for singular. You get different settings here. Black and white. You get to have fisheye in there. Now for settings here, we have basically portrait, landscape, backlight, text, macro, which is something pretty nice and something that I really didn't see here on the LG. Yeah, sweet panorama, normal scene for video captures.
So here we have the LG G2's camera set to ultra wide, and this is under my kitchen light, which is a bit of a yellow light. Yeah, you can see the colors in here, a little bit of detail. Here's the HTC One. The colors, I guess, are a little bit more bluish in hue, not as vibrant. Here, I unfortunately put my index finger in the way, but the colors seem okay. You do see overprocessing on the left-hand side corner, and here it's a little bit, it's not as bright, but there's not so much overprocessing on the grain on the left of the cement. Here, the LG2 actually took a great picture. I manually put it on focus using macro, and it really comes out really nice. I tried the same thing on the HTC One, same distance, but it couldn't focus in. And you're starting to see a bit of the pinkish hue, and it couldn't focus, though I tried manually multiple times to do so. Here's a picture of an orange, I think, that I have in my backyard. The colors are pretty nice and dark, earthy, with the LG. This is with the HTC One. I think pretty much they're comparable at this distance, and they look pretty good, especially in the light. Here we're gonna have my two dogs. You can tell that it's very, very overprocessed by the LG2, and I think this has to do mostly with the app, the stock app. Here we have the HTC One. You get to see the dramatic pink hue that occurs in a lot of phones. However, you can see a lot more lines, and it's not as overly processed. Here again, there's very, very, very little light coming into the room. That's the drum set. You can tell there's a lot of overprocessing done, and it's very well lit. Here, the pinkish hue once again, which is horrible, and it takes away from the details of the picture, though you can see a lot of more lines on it.